does it make you feel when you work with food, when you cook, or when you work with your chocolates?
It gives me a sense of calm and a sense of peace, essentially speaking. So I feel very much in a state of flow. I always have an idea of what, if I'm cooking food, specifically food, I know exactly what I want to be cooking. So I have my herbs, my spices, my proteins, my veggies, and I know what I want to cook, how I want to cook it. So it immediately just allows me to get through any kind of resistance or struggle phase. And I just immediately get into flow, and it's just very meditative for me, very calming, a bit of peace, tranquility within the busyness of the day.
So you are able to really just tune out all of the, the relentless spiral of thoughts we have in our head. That helps.
Yeah, and if I don't, then accidents happen in the kitchen. So it's a good, the old sort of slicing the finger and it's like,
Did that ever happen?
Yeah, in the past, when I've been like stressed out or I've been overthinking things and I'm cooking as well, and I've burnt myself, so now I realize, okay, if I'm gonna cook, I take my deep breaths, I keep calm, I do everything at a certain pace, and then once I'm in that state, it's a lot easier for things to go right.
In your real life, do you ever get stressed or overwhelmed?
Oh yeah, frequently. Of course, it's just natural, but there are ways to sort of work around it and work through it. So yeah.
Does kitchen ever help you in that?
Yeah, of course. In terms of just like tuning out the world for 15 minutes, half an hour, I won't really cook for longer than half an hour. Like, for me, there's no point. I'm not going to be making a 5-course, Michelin-style meal. Like, I want great, easy, functional food which tastes good, feels good, and doesn't make me sleepy. So the food that kind of just, it becomes very calming, very smooth, and kind of stress-free, really.
Does it ever happen when you cook something that you're not happy with it?
Not anymore, but in the past, yeah.
What did you do with that kind of feeling?
I was just like, fuck, shit. Shovel this in because I'm not making new food. It's like, I can't be fucked. I can't be asked to make new food, so I'm just grumpily eating it. And I realized, okay, well that was my mistake. I put in too much, I don't know, I said too much cumin or a bit too much fenugreek or too much something else, or I cooked this a bit too long and it doesn't taste right, or so learn that way. And I was like, okay, learn from my mistakes and make an improvement upon the next time.
Is that something you think you can take with you into real life, this kind of practice in the kitchen?
Yeah, very much so, and I do. So there are moments where stress and overwhelm happens and I'm like, okay, just remember, keep calm, do my breathing. If I need to go, if I realize I need a break, then I'll take a break, and it kind of allows me to just, but I do allow myself to have the emotions, work through them, and then just let them go, yeah.
Your chocolates, they also have ingredients that are meant to be beneficial for our gut.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of brain and gut connection in the stuff that you create. Does cooking for yourself allow you to have a lot of more of this in your life as well? Do you also place emphasis on that when you cook? Yeah,
very much so. So all the ingredients which I'm using are very much like gut-brain foods. So it's all about supporting, because I have ADHD, it's about supporting that, supporting my neurotransmitters, my hormones and all of that, my stress levels, supporting my liver function. So I think about it on a multi-level scale. So it's not just, oh, it's food. I'm like, it's very much like holistic cooking, I call it, for myself. So I think about how it's going to affect my mind, how it's going to affect my body, how it's going to affect my spirit. So everything always comes into play, and all the different herbs and spices will be used for different reasons. So let's say if I want something a bit more warming, then I use, herbs like cinnamon, a bit more ginger, maybe some garam masala, stuff like that. If I want something more cooling, then I'm looking at, tarragon, dill, turmeric, things like that. So I balance out the energies as to what I need in that point in time. And if I want something a bit more neutral, then I can mix and match those herbs to sort of, there's so many herbs and there's so many spices. So it's about mixing and matching the right temperatures, because every different herb has its own temperature. So yeah, that's kind of going into sort of what we call like galenic, kind of the humors and the temperatures of stuff. So that I think is more the naturopathic side, but that's very much how I think about it when I cook my food.
Would you say then that it's quite easy, if we know what we're doing, to look after ourselves in this fashion?
It's exceptionally simple, yeah. It's only complicated because when you first start something new and you're not good at it, it becomes overwhelming. You're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I can do this, I can do that, oh my God. And you start freaking out. Oh, I'll go on Deliveroo instead. It's just, it's stress-free, I don't have to think about it. Whereas in reality, it's just easy to, if you just understand that it's literally just fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds and some grains. Like, it's very, very simple to cook nice, easy, healthy food. Like, it's not hard. And my clients who do this type of stuff, a lot of them are like, wow, you've just made that so simple. I'm like, yeah, because it is simple. It's not difficult. It's not hard. We like to make things difficult. We like to create a bit of drama in our lives, to have something to moan about or complain about, as is today in society. But it's to me, it's ultimately quite simple.
So a lot of it comes to start finally and then just practice.
Yeah. Like with everything, start, practice, get good at it, be bad at it for a bit. Of course, I mean, no one's going to be, Gordon Ramsay or, Michel Leroux straight away. Like, maybe not Gordon Ramsay, he's a character, but that kind of style of chef, it's just like, it's unbelievable food. The first time round, that's not going to happen. You're going to make food which is a bit like, some food which is like, whoa. And then you'll get used to it and you're like, oh my God, this is actually really good. I'm really good at it. I'm understanding the flavors, the textures, how I want to cook things, why I want to cook it, and also the time constraints. So if you have the different time constraints, you understand, okay, well, if I do this steaming, it will cook in 10 minutes, as 5 minutes, as opposed to if I bake it, will take 20 minutes, half an hour. I don't have 20 minutes, half an hour. I have literally 20 minutes, half an hour to eat, cook, and do everything. If I have an hour, then it's different.
You just keep dropping lots of real life wisdom that comes from kitchen, essentially. And it feels like you're really living there already very effortlessly. So is there anything that really particularly stands out as like a life lesson from your contact and connection with food?
Yeah, just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. The best food is always the simplest food.
I love that one. And do you think, because we're talking about Male Mental Health Awareness Month, would you say that cooking and spending time in the kitchen can in any way be beneficial, helpful for men when it comes to, say, managing stress or overall maybe a better work-life balance, perhaps their emotional regulation?
Yeah, absolutely, because when you start understanding how good food is for you, what it brings into your life, like, oh, I want more of that, you understand how it's going to make you feel, and it will reduce your stress symptoms. It's going to improve your gut-based balance. It'll improve your, let's say, your bloating issues, constipation, whatever. Let's say you just have gut-based issues. We have mood-based issues. A lot of mood-based issues are going to be a result of what's going on with your gut, which is also what's going on with your stress levels. But if you put in the right foods into your system, then it becomes a lot easier to manage everything. And that's why I say you keep it simple, because if you make it too much and you're trying to do too much, it becomes very overwhelming, and it actually gets you more stress, and then all your symptoms become worse, your mental health becomes worse. Like, oh, I can't be asked to do this, I'll figure it out. But if you just make it really simple, listen, if you just need to start off saying, I'm just going to grill some chicken and I'm going to, I don't know, steam some broccoli, great, dude, just do that. Like, keep it clean, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can add on your lemon juice, your olive oil, sea salt, afterwards, a bit of black pepper, or if you want to add on hot sauce, if you like hot sauce afterwards, great. Especially if you're at the beginning, keep it simple, keep it basic. And then once you get into the habit of getting used to that, getting into the routine, then it's just effortless.